Hey everyone, how's it going? This is my video blog on women in the workplace. I'm going to be talking about, men, women, and, just the different societal roles that they play. Um, in the discussion group that we had, basically, most people thought that, women needed to have a greater role and uh, that more things should be done in order for them to just get special assistance with anything. I sort of feel that some programs have taken away from men almost, and that men are almost being subject of discrimination, but definitely for all of women's rights in the workplace and with sports, with college, with anything. So that's one thing. But basically, in the group discussion, we went around and uh, the group leaders did a good job getting everyone involved, and people were giving their input and just talking about, not only the subject of discussion, but also other things, just where you're from, what kind of things you've been through in your life, your experience here in college, so things like that. There was one girl who was actually from Tri-County and was transitioning over, and she works full time. She actually worked for a couple of years on a construction site, and had to deal with discrimination in the workplace. And in construction, there's not very many women that do that, so she had to be really tough, and she worked through it. And she was a really strong person. I was really motivated by some of the things she had to say, so that was very interesting. She talked a lot during the discussion. And then there was another person who was also a transfer student who was talking about how he has to work full time in order to pay for his education here at Clemson. So I was very motivated by that. And then there are a bunch of other people, the freshmen who are just trying to get situated, and meeting people from all over the place, and having completely different backgrounds and completely different upbringings. So it's interesting just to hear where everyone comes from and their point of view on certain subjects, and some of the group discussion questions. Yeah, so it was a good amount of time that we spent talking about just women, and there were a couple girls who talked about how they're so proud of their mothers, who were really strong and independent, and they went out, they had jobs, they have careers, they don't just stay at home and clean dishes and things like that, clean the house. They get out and they're successful and they're strong. So that was pretty cool to hear. I talked a little bit about my mom and how she had to struggle with raising my sister and I by herself, because my parents got divorced. So that was one of those things where a few other people have been through that too, divorce, but just talking about the things that my mom had to go through, and how strong she is, and how she works a job, and also those other things on the side in order to help pay for our education, and just put food on the table and things like that. There was there's another kid who had some cool things to say about his mother. Can't remember exactly what she did. I think she was a doctor maybe, but it was really interesting, and I got a lot out of the group discussion. So nearing the end of my video blog, hope everyone enjoyed, and go Tigers.